Welcome to Lit Rescue, where we dive deep into the world of literature.
Matthew Arnold's essay, The Function of Criticism at the Present Time, 1864, is a foundational work in literary theory, focusing on the role of criticism in the modern world. Arnold's argument is complex and rooted in his belief that criticism is essential for cultural and intellectual development. Below is a breakdown of the key points in the essay and a guide to making useful notes. Key points of the essay. 1. The role of criticism versus. Arnold begins by addressing the tension between criticism and creation. Many argue that creation, writing poetry, novels, or art, is a higher form of intellectual pursuit than criticism, which is often viewed as secondary or parasitic. Arnold's counterargument: criticism is not merely a judgment of art, but a vital intellectual endeavor that seeks truth. The role of the critic is to see the object, literature, art, philosophy, etc., as it really is. For him, criticism helps nurture the conditions necessary for great creation. Note: criticism is essential, not secondary. It clears the way for cultural and intellectual development. 2. Disinterestedness and objectivity. Arnold stresses the importance of disinterestedness, meaning that criticism should not be influenced by personal biases, political agendas, or societal pressures. Criticism, in Arnold's view, must aim to be objective and impartial, seeking the true nature of things rather than bending them to personal or nationalistic goals. Note: disinterested criticism equals objectivity. The critic's goal is to present truth without bias. 3. Criticism and culture. Arnold defines culture as the pursuit of perfection through knowledge and intelligence. Criticism, for him, plays a central role in this pursuit because it helps people understand and appreciate the best that has been thought and said in the world. He sees criticism as essential to fostering a culture of thought and learning, which can lead to the improvement of society. Note: criticism is tied to culture and intellectual growth. It disseminates the best ideas and elevates society. Haver 4. European versus English criticism. Arnold criticizes England for lagging behind France and Germany in critical and intellectual development. He argues that English literature has been hindered by certain social and political biases that have stunted its critical efforts. In contrast, France and Germany have fostered a strong tradition of criticism that is essential for the health of their intellectual culture. Note: England has not developed its critical faculties as well as France and Germany. This hinders cultural growth. 5. Creative writers as critics. Arnold argues that the greatest creative minds, poets, novelists, are also often critics. Writers like Goethe, Coleridge, and Wordsworth are examples of individuals who combine the creative and critical faculties. He believes that great creation is often a result of great critical thinking, which further emphasizes the need for a strong critical tradition. Note: the best writers are often also the best critics, proving the link between creation and criticism. The importance of ideas. Arnold emphasizes the importance of ideas in criticism. A critic must engage with the best ideas of the time and apply them to various fields of knowledge. Criticism is not just about art, but about engaging with ideas in all areas: history, science, philosophy, etc. He insists that criticism should not be narrowly focused on art alone, but should help in the intellectual advancement of society. Note: criticism involves engaging with ideas from all disciplines, not just literature or art. Now 7. The conditions for great creation. One of Arnold's key points is that criticism creates the conditions for great creative work. Without a strong critical tradition, it is harder for great literature and art to emerge. Criticism provides the intellectual and cultural environment in which creation can flourish. This is why, according to Arnold, periods of great literary creation are often preceded by periods of strong critical thought. Note: criticism fosters the conditions necessary for creation. It precedes and supports creative greatness. 8. Criticism as a form of progress. For Arnold, criticism is inherently progressive. It allows society to reflect on itself, to question its values and assumptions, and to strive for improvement. It is a way of refining and perfecting culture by constantly engaging with new ideas. Note: criticism is a progressive force that leads to cultural and intellectual refinement. How to make notes for this essay. 1. Introduction to Arnold's argument. Criticism is often seen as secondary to creation, but Arnold argues it is essential for intellectual development. 2. Define key terms. Disinterestedness. Criticism must be impartial and objective. Culture, the pursuit of perfection through knowledge. Criticism is central to this. 3. Contrast with European traditions. France and Germany have strong critical traditions. England lags behind. 4. Role of ideas. Criticism involves engaging with ideas from all fields, science, history, art, etc. 5. Criticism supports creation. Great literature and art often follow periods of strong criticism. Criticism helps create the environment for great work to emerge. 6. Criticism as progressive. It allows society to advance by reflecting on itself and striving for improvement. 7. Conclusion. Arnold's essay is a defense of criticism as a necessary and vital intellectual force, not just in the arts, but in all forms of knowledge. It shapes culture, fosters creation, and leads to societal progress. Additional notes and tips. Remember context. Arnold is responding to the 19th century debate about the value of criticism versus creation. He is also reacting to the intellectual environment of Victorian England. Criticism as a tool. For Arnold, criticism is not just judgment, but a way to engage with the world intellectually and culturally. Relation to society. Arnold's view connects criticism to broader societal progress, showing its role in cultural refinement and intellectual growth.